Hello everybody, welcome to the NPTEL SWAM course on Customer Relationship Management. This is Dr. Shagata Chatterjee from VG IIT Kharagpur who is taking this course. We are in week 6 and this is the third video in week 6, and here we will be discussing B2B in CRM. The first topic we will discuss is developments in B2B market and then B2B in CRM. So, till now in this particular week we have discussed that what is B2B as B2B marketing, what are the characteristics of a B2B market, what are the various purchase decision making process in the B2B market, what are the various people who are influencers in B2B, and what are the buying situations. So, these are some of the things that we have discussed till now. In this, let us discuss about the developments in B2B market, how B2B market has changed over time. So, one of the importance that CRM is important in B2B market is the rapid rise of e-commerce and electronic market, which led to better availability of demand and supply information. So, I have a friend who used to study with me in this in IIT Kharagpur in my BTech days. He started a company called Blackbuck. Blackbuck is a company which creates which is a aggregator firm, and it is a B2B aggregator firm, an aggregator firm of let us say the trucks, the logistic services, the trucks, the mini trucks and etc. So, these kind of business were not there at least around let us say 5 years, 10 years back. These are the business, or let us say Alibaba. Alibaba is a business which has come up, which is specifically focusing on B2B market, bulk wholesale purchases of various products and all over the world, and you can export product from China to somewhere else, or your this thing to somewhere else, your country to somewhere else, and you can buy from other countries also. So, that is this Alibaba doing. So, both Blackbuck, Alibaba, I think Moglix.com, you can search for that if I am not wrong. The names might be a little bit here and there. Moglix.com, these are all companies who are doing this. And why these kind of companies are booming now? Because of information availability, because of internet. Internet has absolutely broken. At certain point of time, this particular B2B business was very much personal relationship oriented. How much I know you, you will get order if you are in that particular social zone. So, that is why caste based, religion based, probably locality based cartels or social networks were very strong. It is still very strong in India when we come to B2B marketing. So, certain caste will give only orders to that caste only, that kind of or not only caste, I am saying certain ethnic group will give orders to that ethnic group only. So, that kind of idea were there was lots of cohesiveness within those ethnic groups, which were probably seen in the B2B context as well. But things are shattering with the with this e-commerce and electronic market coming up, because you are seeing that okay, obviously there will be some kind of give and take kind of benefits that I get with a closed net network, but if when I open the network with the internet accessibility and etc., I can actually cater to the huge market. So, when the supplier, there was a let us say I buy from a certain supplier who is within my social network, if I get a hugely lesser price and better quality from some other supplier, and that supplier is easily available. Here I was more focusing on somebody who was in my social network, because there are certain reasons, because B2B is more relationship oriented. I do not want to, as I told, that the supplier and customer relationship is very strong and generally do not want to break. So, I do not want to switch from one supplier to another supplier unless and until there is a huge need. Now, if the price difference is very high or the quality difference is very high, though I might get certain post purchase service benefits from this person, I might still go for outside market. Similarly, this person see that okay, within my social network, whoever is buying from me is my strategic customer, because whatever happens in my world, this person has commitment towards me. So, I should also show commitment towards him. But when internet comes up, it's a huge market and the requirement of commitment is much lesser. So, that is something that is coming up today, and exactly this is the situation. This e-commerce and electronic market is a situation which recently our government is trying to tap in the context of the farmers. If it is regulated properly, if it is properly, if enough information is given both to the supplier and to the buyer, if both have information strength, then this kind of mechanism will succeed a lot. But what happens is, for farmers, or let us say in a B2 e-commerce context, if you remember, for let us say drivers of Uber, Ola, or let us say the delivery persons, sometimes they are not very tech savvy, they are not very educated. For in case of farmers, let us say, they are not very they do not have lots of bargaining power. And when that happens, initial days they will get lots of benefits, like Uber drivers got, the delivery people got. But later, if they do not have technical ability to understand the business properly, then they face a problem. So, the learning, the teaching of these people, of this in case of B2C context, aggregator business context, this restaurants or the delivery persons or the drivers, or in this context where lots of debates are going on nowadays on this farmer bill, educating the farmers that how to do business in this kind of a situation is very crucial for success of this particular model. And that is why the CRM, when we were doing, and who will take this responsibility? We always say that government will take this responsibility, but you have to understand that it is a CRM context, even the companies has to take the responsibility who is buying from these guys. Let me give an example to you. So, Amazon is a B2B market, right? The relationship of Amazon with it's as a marketplace, and its relationship with the people who are selling through the Amazon platform is B2B relationship, right? So, they are not buying, sometimes they are giving the platform services and they are getting a margin out of it, and sometimes they are buying from them, acquiring from them and selling in the Amazon's name only. So, there can be two kinds of models that can be created. Now, in the first model where they are only giving the platform, they are also coming up with advertisements benefits. They know that your sales will go up as you go up in the search order. If I search for, let us say, the N95 mask, if you come at the top of N95 mask in the search order, then the chances that I will buy from you goes up. So, now how will I come up in the search order? I am a N95 mask producer. I do not know how to create my platform, how to create my offerings, what kind of words has to be written, what kind of pictures has to be given, so that I come up at the top of the order. So, that learning is important. So, who will give that learning? Somebody has to give that learning. Now, Amazon knows that if these people make better business, I will make better business, because Amazon's margin comes from these people's better business. It is like you are good, I will take a certain part of that goodness. So, then Amazon will take initiative to actually connect to these people. So, that is what Amazon is doing. Amazon is teaching them how to do SEO, search engine optimization in their search engine. Amazon is also teaching them how you can, there are ads, like Google gives Google ads and etc., where you can pay Google to get your sponsored positions in the Google search. Similarly, sponsored ads are coming up in Amazon context as well. Now, Amazon is teaching these people that how you will be, what kind of ads has to be provided, when it has to be provided. So, practically teaching a small firm how to do digital marketing in Amazon platform, because if you do digital marketing, the chances of you going up is higher. So, obviously, the more these people compete, the sellers compete with each other, the prices comes down, and it creates a market which is more inclusive market, availability goes up and blah blah blah. But you have to also understand that you have to educate these people. If you educate these people, then only they can take advantage of the platform. So, that is something that is Amazon is trying to do, and in a B2B e-commerce context, in the newer development context, I think that all other B2B companies also should do that. They should educate their counterpart, because if it is a B2B relationship that when I am buying from you and I have higher bargaining power and you have lower bargaining power, and I only extract from you, keep on extracting from you, at some point of time I will lose you, because you will not be in the business. So, I have to help you sustain in the business. Your sustenance is important for me to run my business, because then I will take the produce from you and then sell to somebody else, right, by modifying it and blah blah blah. So, the sustenance of the supplier is important, and that is why even in the e-commerce context, even if we are going outside of our social networks where commitment is less and blah blah blah, CRM is important, and one way of doing CRM is educating these these suppliers. That is number one. Number two is there are vendor comparison reports that are coming up, like Gartner. Gartner is a company which creates reports of vendors in BI, in data analytics and BI context. So, there are lots of BI tools that are available. Tableau is one BI tool. BI means business intelligence tools, dashboard tools. So, Tableau is there, ClickView is there, Power BI is there, some other companies will be there. SAP has their own dashboard. Some other companies might have their own dashboard. So, these are all the dashboards. And what Gartner does is actually rate these dashboards, position these dashboards, says that which is good, which is bad, that is being coming up. There are lots of companies, I am not sure whether that has come up, auction websites. Okay, so before I go to that, there are lots of companies which are also talking about situations where reviews are being posted, B2B reviews are being posted for software specifically. You can go and search, I forgot the name of the websites, but you can go for software reviews, and you will see that you can see normal users are putting their reviews. So, let us say I am a user of Microsoft Word, or I am a user of Power BI, let us say. So, I will go and write a review about Power BI. But Power BI I have not bought in a B2C context, I have bought in a B2B context only, but I am putting reviews. So, B2B reviews are coming up. We have done, so again for the academicians I would want to say, lots of research we have done in B2C review context. You will go and see, if you go and search in Google Scholar, you will get lots of papers in B2C. Currently in 2020, 23rd September till now, B2B review context research is pretty less. So, you can probably focus on that. On the other hand, as I am trying to say that this is a new development, that lots of reviews are coming up. So, if customer reviews are coming up in the B2B context and you can compare software, so you can compare tools, then that is also something which is important, that reduces the information asymmetry. Auction websites are coming up where you can do auctions, like B2B purchases are happening in auction based, where you can actually put your products and anybody from the world can actually buy the product. Day to day trading is happening, everyday trading kind of happening, and different approach while buying low value and high value products. So, this is something is also happening. For low value products, lots of purchase decision making process is much simpler. For high value products is very much cumbersome, and that difference is also very prominent in and that is why, because of all these things, CRM becomes more important. You have to understand the business situation, you have to understand the threats, the opportunities in this business situation, and one way to get benefit out of that is to do CRM. Lower vendor switching costs, that is also what makes CRM very much important, and CRM integration to reduce lead time and long contracts, that also makes CRM important. What are the successful CRM strategies? What kind of strategies that you can take? One is strong relationship, that is the basic thing. You have to create a strong relationship with your company. There is nothing to say here. proactively generate satisfaction. So, it is not the ultimate satisfaction, it is a normal purchase decision making process, and every step you have to keep them satisfied. So, it has to be a continuing satisfaction generating process rather than the end satisfaction generating process. So, you are behaving very snobbishly and you are say that okay, my quality of product is very good. So, I will not go and contemplate with you, I will not send my salesperson will be very show lots of attitude, that will not work. Every stage you have to generate satisfaction, anticipate customers need, integrate systems, and this is where the IT part of CRM comes in. We will discuss about that, the Salesforce and etc. comes in. You have to integrate systems, you have to create a value proposition, and all of these things, all the 5 things that I am saying, you have to prioritize. You have to find out, because there will be less number of customers and high value customers. These two are the basic strategies. We have to specifically strategize whom I should sell. Now, whom I should sell is a very difficult thing. Not always you sell to those people who gives you lots of product. The strategic customer is not only those people who gives you lots of orders, also those people who has a strategic relationship with you, and I will come to an example regarding this. Who is my, as I was telling, who is my key customer? One is my lifetime value customers, who is in a longer period of time who will be profitable, and another is my might have a strategic relationship with this customer. These are the 2 basic kinds of customer whom I should focus on. I have to calculate B2B lifetime value, we have done that before, and another is I have to also take about the strategic customers. On the other hand, I will give an example that there is something called strategic supplier also in the B2B context. So, I know I have consulted with one printing agency, printing company, media company basically, which actually orders the paper rolls for printing. So, they prints lots of products in the paper, and the paper quality has to be good. Now, the paper that is available nearby to the factory where this printing happens, the local supplier, the paper quality is not that good. When you do the same thing, when you order the same thing from an international service provider, international supplier, the quality is good, the price is also high, but the quality is better. So, majorly 70% of their thing they actually get it from the outside, and 30% thing they get it from the local. Now, we ask that why do you buy it from local, because lots of tearing happens and etc. Why do you buy it from the local? Why don't you just buy the international one? The price is more or less same, it is a little bit higher, but more or less same, and your quality is much better. If you see the print, final print, one is much better than the other, then why are you not buying everything from this? So, they say that production cost and etc. is not the major issue. Major issue is the strategic decision that tomorrow if tax goes up for paper, importing paper, or something happens with this particular country, and there are lots of uncertainty in getting paper from international market. Anything can happen and that particular supply will stop, because this paper rolls comes through port, and from port through trucks and etc. it reaches to this factory. So, there can be a strike, there can be some strike of the truck drivers, there can be some kind of problems in the importing, the import cost can go up, the company with which we have a relationship can stop, the country with which from which these particular papers are coming, that they might have a problem, they might start having a problem with India. So, there can be lots of problems which can happen. But if the paper supply stops, the whole business of this particular company stops. So, paper supply is very crucial for them, and it has to be continuous. There should be no gap. So, that is why we need a local supplier alive. sustenance of a local supplier becomes important for this kind of a company to run their business. And that is why by giving 30% of their order to a local company which does not produce that quality of product, they are just sustaining them, so that in a bad time these guys can help. So, these are called strategic suppliers, and that is also part of this business. You have to understand that whether you are a strategic supplier or not. If you are a strategic supplier of some company, you have to try to become the primary supplier rather than a strategic supplier by improving your quality. Because you know now if I improve my quality, they are ready to pay for that quality. They are not getting the quality, major quality from me. That is why they have made me strategic supplier, not the major supplier. But if I can improve my quality, they are ready to pay, sometimes pay more than the international supplier, because I gives two things, not only the quality, then I also give assurance. I also gives that okay, I will be there to support you. So, that is something that this bit in the B2B relationship we can see. Then comes a term called key account management. This key account management is a very important term in a B2B CRM context, where we think that one particular business and account, and there can be multiple accounts with the same business, and there will be a manager who will handling the relationships related to that account. That account means it's a strategic business unit, you can say, where transaction happens. So, what is a key account? Where these accounts with strategic importance might include monetary, long term monetary, short term monetary, and other kind of non monetary important factors. All these things can come, like the one that I just told is a strategic importance kind of a relationship. It can be large or small, and can be maybe national account and major account. So, all these things are possible when we define key account. Key account is basically an account which is a strategically important account. And what are the factors to consider? So, you have to check that whether growth in profits and not growth in sales. Growth in sales is not something that we are focusing on. Growth in profit is something which we are focusing on to define somebody as key account. So, that is important. Next is characteristics of the key account is something that you have to define. Characteristics of the key account is close relationship, sometimes more forgiveness. Let us say you do something bad, still they will say that okay, more participation in your business process. The customer can come in the supplier's business and say that okay, you do this improvement, that improvement, and then your process will be better. So, because they have to keep this particular supplier alive, sometimes they will come and poke their nose and make the improvements, and vice versa. Sometimes if I want my customer to get benefit from my services, I will give consultative selling, means I will come to them, I will co-create the product with them, co-create the solutions with them, which will benefit my customer. If it benefits my customer, which is a company, then it will also benefit me. So, that kind of cases comes up. Cost versus contribution of a company, these two things has to be checked, and impact of losing one key customer on bottom line. This becomes another important factor. One customer might not be very profitable, but he is getting huge number of orders, and that is why because of economics of scale you are getting some profit, good amount of profit. If you lose them, that profit goes. So, impact of losing on customer on your bottom line, because we are focusing on profits, is something that you have to understand. Key account management is basically the retention strategy to keep these key accounts. So, rather than focusing on the transactional model, we are focusing on relational model here. What are the steps? The first step is to identify who is my key account. Pre-KM identification means much earlier than it becoming the KM, key account management, you have to identify that what is the key, who are my key accounts, and then you have to evaluate what is your management strategy till now. Then what you do? You create the relationship, and in the middle part of the relationship you again do a mid evaluation, and then ultimately you create partnership KM, then a synergistic KM, and then a uncoupling, means you just leave aside, means you do a partnership, you create a synergy and slowly come out of that. Later point of time when you have to lose this business, you have to slowly come out of this business. So, that is the growth strategy for KAM that we generally adopt. Next part that I want to discuss is called value management in B2B. So, we have discussed what is value before, but in the B2B context, value are of different types. There are tangible benefits, there are intangible benefits, and then there are financial and non-financial benefits. So, based on that, tangible financial, tangible non-financial, intangible financial and intangible non-financial all gets created. Now, let me give an example how this kind of benefits are important. So, we did a study for a major beverage company in India, where we wanted to find out that there are lots of retailers who will be selling. Retailers are B2B relationship, no, from with the with let us say if I am paper boat, let us say, and paper boat is getting sold in various retail shops. So, retail shops are basically has a B2B relationship with paper boat. So, the example that I am taking is not with paper boat, but I am using paper boat as a name, just that. This example is not about paper boat. But let us say paper boat has relationship and paper boat wants to find out that what are the various aspects based on which my retailers will sell my product rather than my competitor's product. The retailer can sell both product, no, a retailer has retail space, they can put paper boat's competitors products, let us say real juice and this and that at the front and paper boat at the back, they can do that. They can probably put real juice and not Tropicana, or put Tropicana and not real juice or something else, or they can say that whenever juice comes, somebody asks and say that do you have fruit juice, they can say okay I have fruit juice and show a packet, and that packet can be either real juice or Tropicana or paper boat. Or if it is a bigger retail store, then at a certain strategic position where more people actually go and pick up, or more people can see in the eye level of the people, you can put the brands of Tropicana versus paper boat versus real juice, and whichever is not favored can be put downwards. All of these things retailer can do. So, you have to create a good relationship with the retailer, so that they actually have a key account relationship of value, they get value from you. So, what kind of thing? One is margin. One basic thing that you give is a tangible financial benefit, how much monetary benefit that you give. Another intangible monetary benefit that you can give is, let us say, some kind of let us say quick replacement, or let us say some kind of credit facilities. These are intangible, you do not get it, you cannot touch it. Let us say longer credit period, it is a financial benefit, but intangible. The hard money that you get is a tangible financial benefit. Credit facilities, certain investments on their marketing facilities and etc. are intangible financial benefit. Then there can be tangible and intangible non-financial benefits as well. For example, what is a tangible non-financial benefit? You can give, rather than giving them money, rather than giving them the exact hardcore money, you can do, let us say, certain kind of put ads there, put ads in the retail store, let us say, or you can give discounts to the customer which increases the footfall. So, for this particular person it is not a financial benefit, it is a non-financial benefit, but tangible. On the other hand, intangible non-financial benefits is like, let us say you have given a free trip to somewhere, or you can give lots of services, better services, quick calls, in any product failure, product problems happens, you quickly change that. So, all of these kinds of benefits can be created, all of these kind of benefits together creates the value, and the value minus cost is ultimately what creates the benefit, and based on these benefits the retailer will choose, or the B2B customer will choose whom they will have a close relationship with and whom they will not have a close relationship. And what are the different kinds of decision maker stack in this value based? For example, higher competitive price and quality, you generally connect with supply chain head, CEO, On the other hand, just in time delivery, you try to connect with the logistic officer, the CFO, the supply chain head and the CEO. So, for various problems, various kinds of people will be the connecting person, and that these guys should be in sync, and they should be ordered in a less important to high important stack, and based on that various people should be connecting with various problems in the B2B context. And then what kind of loyalty management strategies you can take? There is something called a loyalty ladder. Loyalty ladder means the first step is wants to grow the relationship. Second is this guy endorses your product. They resist competitors, blind dispense means competitor strategies. Willing to pay premium to you, they are ready to pay more to you. Seeks to collaborate and create a product with you, and then may invest in you. That is the last highest amount of relationship. So, this is the loyalty ladder, and you want to put your customer as high as possible in that ladder. You have to push them high, and there are various kinds of buyers that we see. So, one is based on the seller's cost on serving customer, low and high, and there are buyers positions on loyalty ladder. So, low and high. So, if the buyer is high in loyalty and the cost of serving that buyer is low, they are the most valuable customers. But if the cost of serving that customer is high, but they are loyal to us, they are basically my partners, they will take the profit share also with us. But on the other hand, if the loyalty is low and serving cost is low, they are commodity buyers, they will buy it as commodity. And if the loyalty is low and the serving cost is high, we will probably not focus on this kind of customers. We want to move this kind of customers either to here or to here, any one of them. So, that is the 4 different kinds of customers that we can define based on cost to serve them and their loyalty towards us. So, we have to try to do the shift from underperformance to any of these other 3 quadrants. So, that is all from my side based on the B2B customer relationship management, and in the next 2 videos we will discuss about 2 studies. One is a published paper and another will be published in some time, how CRM strategies can be taken in B2B, and as I told that how certain customer behavior in B2C kind of aspects, some behavioral aspects can also be brought in the B2B customer situations. So, we will discuss about that in the next 2 videos. Thank you for being with me. See you in the next video.